Hi friends, Phyllis King here. Welcome. In this video, I want to share with you 3 tips to help you create and maintain balance in your life. And when we maintain balance in our life, we are much more likely to stay in an abundant flow, meaning we're more peaceful, life comes to us in a gentler fashion, and it's overall just more benevolent. So the first element you want to look at is that of listening. Now, listening is really an art. We think of it as tuning people in and tuning people out, but it's also listening to our bodies, listening to the chatter that we have going on, listening also in terms of the feedback life is giving us in terms of our outcomes. What's showing up? What is it causing us to think or feel about ourselves and our ability to create the life we want? So when we are listening, the second part to listening is, do we respond to what we are hearing? Or do we just keep moving along at a rapid pace, going on with the status quo, whatever our status quo is? Very important. And, we human beings, we define happiness as pleasure and comfort. Human nature, you poke a bug with a pin, the bug's going to run the other way. And most of us humans, we tend to be that way also. But that mentality boxes us in. It's what we talk a lot about, the comfort zone. We find a little piece of life that we figure out how to work. We become familiar with it. And then at all costs, we secure that little familiar plot of land below our feet, and will not budge off of it, even when that becomes uncomfortable. So we have to shift that identification point around pleasure and comfort. And when we listen and respond to the feedback life is giving us, that our body is giving us, that our emotional bodies give us, then we need to take the next step, which is the flexibility to shift around and do something different. Respond to that stimulus we have going on in our system differently. So the flexibility, are you flexible or are you fixed to the pleasure comfort paradigm? And of course, these 3 elements would not be complete without embodying the essence of courage. And often we don't know what kind of courage we possess until we look for it, until we reach for it, until we try to use it in some form of our life. And the fact that we may be afraid to make a change is normal. And that shouldn't be an indicator that you shouldn't shift. Rather, in the context of having some fear about shifting or changing, we reach for the courage to make the shifts and changes that our life requires. And in the balancing of these 3 elements, we create balance. We listen. We have the flexibility to know I need to make adjustments, and then we dig deep and we reach for courage to make a shift. And as we get exercise and experience utilizing these elements, it becomes easier, and we begin to understand the nature of balance and how it's not only created, but how we maintain it. And it is not connected to pleasure and comfort. However, the side effect of staying in balance is that even when shifts come to us in our life, they end up being much more benevolent, because the energy we are putting out into consciousness is more benevolent. Because if you think about it, if you're stressed out or fearful, or you're holding on because you're afraid you're going to lose something, that's what you're putting into consciousness. And so the other side of this idea that I need to hold on, you're challenges and changes are going to be much more aggressive and painful than if you're the buoy in the ocean, the buoy in the ocean. So I hope these 3 tips have been helpful, something you can consider and apply into your own life. And as a side note, I'm going to be on Facebook Live tonight at 4:30, and this is Wednesday, the 17th of October. I'm going to be talking about this in greater detail, as well as taking some friend questions, readings live, which will be a lot of fun. So thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful, and have a wonderful day.